picture this. After weeks, maybe even months of silence, you've finally begun the process of moving on. You've held your ground, maintained your distance, and done the real hard work. Healing yourself, rebuilding your confidence, and letting the quiet speak volumes without you needing to say a word. You've mastered patience. You've controlled your emotions. You've reminded yourself of your own worth. Then out of the blue, without warning, your phone buzzes. Just one simple ping, a message. Hey, how are you? And suddenly, everything you thought was locked away, the memories, the feelings, the longing, they crash back over you like a tidal wave. Your heart races, your mind spins, and all the emotions you had carefully tucked away come flooding back in an instant. Now, listen to me very carefully. This is not just a casual message. This is far more than that. This is a defining moment, a moment that will reveal your true character as a man. It's the crossroads that separates those who lose their power from those who hold it steady. It's the moment that determines whether you stay in control or hand your power right back to her. And today, I'm going to walk you through exactly how to handle this moment, how to respond when she reaches out after weeks, maybe even months of silence, how to protect your dignity, maintain your strength, and turn this unexpected message into an opportunity to show her who you really are. So, buckle up, let's get into it. Point 1. She's not coming back for you, she's coming back for control. Let's stop and get brutally honest for a moment. When she suddenly reappears after weeks, sometimes even months of silence, it's easy to fall into the trap of thinking she finally realized what she lost. You want to believe that her return means she missed you, that she wants to make things right, that the feelings she left behind were genuine and still burning. But here's the cold, uncomfortable truth most men overlook. She's not always coming back for you. More often than not, she's coming back for something else. Control. She wants to see if she still owns space in your mind, in your heart, and in your world. She's testing whether she can still influence your emotions and actions. Think about it like this. If you're the guy who drops everything the moment she tosses you a casual, hey, then she knows exactly where she stands with you. She knows she still holds sway over you. It's not about love here. It's not about rekindling something real. It's about her ego, her curiosity, and her need to prove to herself that you're still there, waiting and ready to respond on command. If she truly missed you, if she truly cared, her message wouldn't be so vague or half-hearted. It wouldn't be just a simple hey or how are you without any real context or explanation. She would come back with clarity, with purpose. She would show up with effort, maybe an apology, maybe a sincere explanation for her absence, maybe some indication that she wants more than just a casual check-in. Instead, that casual message is a power play. It's a subtle move to test your boundaries and your emotional availability. It's her way of seeing if she still controls the narrative, if she still has the ability to pull you back in or keep you dangling in uncertainty. So, when she reaches out with a message like that, don't rush to fill in the blanks or assume the best. Take a moment and ask yourself the most important question. Is this a genuine attempt to reconnect, or is this just her way of checking to see if she still has me hooked? Understanding this distinction is critical. It's the difference between falling back into old patterns that keep you stuck and standing firm as a man who respects himself enough to demand more than breadcrumbs. Recognizing her motives, and more importantly, controlling your own response, puts you back in the driver's seat of your life and your emotions. Because here's the reality. Real power isn't about chasing someone who left you waiting. Real power is about knowing your worth, setting your standards, and refusing to be anyone's backup plan or safety net. Quick break. Close your eyes for a second. Picture her, the girl you've always wanted. Feel what it would be like to actually have her. Now open your eyes, because here's the truth. Right now, you're invisible to her. You're getting outcompeted by guys with more money, better looks, higher status, and stronger game. You're playing a rigged game, and you're losing. But I've spent the last 35 years mastering this, studying, testing, and finally finding the secrets to get the girls I always wanted. You want to stop getting ignored? You want her chasing you? Then you need to wake up and act. Click the link in the comments if you are truly committed and take the first step toward becoming that guy. Few spots left. Be fast or miss out your last chance to make her yours. Let's get back to it. Point 2. The game is already lost if you react too fast. Here's a hard truth that too many guys don't want to hear. The moment you drop everything and reply instantly to her message, you've already lost the game. And when I say game, I'm talking about the subtle dance of attraction, power, and respect that plays out whenever emotions are involved. She knows. She can feel it. The second your phone lights up and you're quick to respond, it broadcasts loud and clear that you've been sitting there, waiting for her, checking your phone, refreshing your messages, hoping she'd reach out. And nothing kills attraction faster than a man who looks too eager, too available, or too easy to get. Real power, real attraction, it's rooted in patience. It's about self-control. It's about mastering the art of the pause. Because when you can stay calm, composed, and measured, even when your heart wants to jump out of your chest, that's when you start to command a true respect. Think about it. If she left you hanging for weeks or months without a word, why would you rush now? What's the point in throwing yourself at her feet the moment she sends a casual message? That kind of desperation only weakens your position. It signals that your worth is tied to her attention, and that's the quickest way to lose your power. So instead of reacting immediately, take a breath, slow down, reflect. Remember the progress you've made, the boundaries you've set, and the growth you've worked for. A man who's truly leveled up doesn't leap at every crumb of attention. He moves with purpose and intention, not out of impulsive neediness. Patience here isn't weakness, it's strength. It's the unspoken signal that your time and energy are valuable, that you're not just waiting around for anyone to come back. This calm control puts you back in the driver's seat, allowing you to decide when and how to engage on your terms, not hers. Point 3. Why she always comes back when you're doing better, not when you're broken. Have you ever noticed a strange pattern? The moment you're at your lowest, feeling broken, vulnerable, or lost, she vanishes without a trace. But then, just when you start to rise, when you begin to glow, to rebuild your life, to find your confidence again, she magically reappears. This isn't some random coincidence. It's not luck. It's a calculated, unconscious reaction on her part. Women have an almost instinctual sixth sense for energy shifts. They can feel when you stop chasing them, when you start focusing on yourself, and when your life begins moving forward without them in the driver's seat. Maybe she saw you laughing and smiling with friends. Maybe she noticed your success posts on social media. Or maybe she simply sensed that you were emotionally pulling away. Whatever it was, it triggered something deep inside her. That sudden shift awakens her ego. It ignites a panic that wasn't there when you were struggling and chasing after her. Is he really moving on? Is he becoming someone I can no longer control? Those questions run through her mind like wildfire, and that fear of losing her grip on you, that sense of slipping power, is what makes her show up again. Make no mistake. She's not coming back because she genuinely wants you. She's coming back because she fears losing her place in your life. She fears the idea of you becoming a man who no longer needs her validation or approval. That fear drives her to reach out, to test the waters, to see if she can still pull you back into her orbit. Understanding this dynamic is crucial. It explains why her timing feels so frustrating and unfair. It also gives you insight into her true motivations, so you can guard your heart and protect your progress. When she shows up now, don't mistake it for reconciliation or a fresh start. Instead, recognize it for what it really is: a reaction to your growth, not a desire for genuine connection. Point 4. Real men make her explain herself. No exceptions. This is where most men stumble and lose all the power they've been building up. She sends a casual, "Hey," and before you know it, you're opening the floodgates, flooding her with messages like, "Hey, I missed you so much," or "Where have you been? I'm so glad you finally texted." Stop right there. That's exactly what not to do. A high-value man doesn't throw himself at her feet the moment she reaches out. He doesn't act desperate or overly eager. Instead, he holds his ground and makes her do the work. Because if she left you hanging in silence, ignoring your calls, your messages, your time and energy, she doesn't get to just waltz back into your life without an explanation. Your response should be simple, measured, and powerful. Something like, "Interesting, what made you decide to reach out now?" That single question flips the script entirely. It puts all the pressure back on her shoulders, forcing her to show her true intentions. It makes her reveal her hand, whether she's sincere, playing games, or just testing your waters. By making her earn your attention, you demonstrate that your time and feelings are valuable. You don't give your energy away for free, and you certainly don't allow her to sweep back in without accountability. This kind of boundary sends a clear message. You're not a backup plan, you're not an option, and you're not here for casual games. Remember, power isn't just about what you say, it's about what you don't say. The silence that follows your question is just as important as the words you choose. It forces her to sit with her intentions, and most importantly, it forces you to stay in control. Point 5. If she's casual, you stay colder, no exceptions. Here's a critical truth about attraction that many guys miss. The colder she acts, the colder you need to stay. This isn't about playing games, it's about maintaining your dignity and holding your frame when she tries to act like nothing ever happened. If she reaches out with that casual, laid-back energy, as if your absence didn't matter, as if she's just dropping by like it's no big deal, you don't match her tone. You don't soften or pretend everything's fine. Instead, you dial your energy down even more. You get quieter, calmer, more distant, because a woman respects a man who doesn't play pretend. She respects a man who holds his ground instead of bending to fill the gaps she left. You don't pretend the silence didn't sting. You don't act like the time she disappeared or the way she treated you was okay. You hold your frame. You stay composed. You let her feel the weight of the distance she created, the space she left behind. This isn't about being cold-hearted or rude. It's about making her face the reality she tried to run away from. It's about showing her that you're not someone she can just drop in and out of without consequences. You're not a doormat, and you're certainly not here to make her feel comfortable while she tests your limits. By staying colder, you communicate strength, self-respect, and emotional control. You remind her that actions have meaning and that you're not willing to ignore the ones she took. Point 6. Don't be fooled by her friendship mask. It's a trap. Watch out for this one because it's sneaky and it can catch you off guard. After weeks or months of silence, she might reach out with something that sounds harmless. Hey, I just wanted to check on you as a friend. Let's catch up sometime. No pressure. Sounds innocent, right? But don't fall for it. Friendship isn't what she really wants. This is a classic test. She's seeing if you'll settle for less than you deserve, if you'll let her back into your life on her terms, with no real accountability or clarity. She knows full well that she left you hanging, that she was absent when you needed her. So why would you willingly accept a downgraded role as just a friend? By agreeing to that, you're telling her, and maybe even yourself, that you're okay with being second place in your own life. You're signaling that your standards can be lowered, that you'll accept scraps instead of the full respect and commitment you deserve, and that's a dangerous place to be. Remember, a high-value man never moves backwards. He never steps down or compromises his worth just to keep someone around. He either moves forward with respect, demanding honesty, clarity, and mutual effort, or he moves on without regret, leaving behind anything or anyone who doesn't meet his standards. Don't get caught in the trap of her friendship mask. See it for what it really is, a way to keep you on the hook without real intention. Stand firm, protect your value, and don't settle for anything less than your worth. Point 7. You don't need closure, you need clarity. I know exactly what you're feeling right now. You want answers. You want to understand why she disappeared without a word, why she left you in the dark, why she didn't fight for you or explain herself. You want to dig for explanations, to find some kind of peace, some sense of closure. But here's the truth that most guys never hear. Closure isn't something she owes you. Closure isn't a gift she gives. Closure is something you have to create for yourself. Waiting around for her to explain, to apologize, or to fix things will only leave you disappointed and trapped in a cycle of confusion. If she truly wanted to make things right, if she valued you and the relationship, she wouldn't have left you with more questions than answers in the first place. She would have communicated, fought for the connection, and been clear about where she stood, but she didn't. And that speaks volumes. A man who truly knows his worth doesn't chase closure like a lost cause. Instead, he creates clarity by setting new standards, standards for how he expects to be treated, how he expects respect, and how he demands honesty moving forward. He doesn't waste time revisiting the past or trying to rewrite a story that's already been written. Instead, he protects his future. He focuses on building a life where he is valued and respected, where confusion and uncertainty have no place. Clarity comes from within, from knowing your value and refusing to settle for anything less. Point 8. The power is in your pause. This right here is what separates boys from men, how you handle the pause, the space between when she texts and when you decide to respond. It's in that moment where your true strength is tested. Do you react immediately, letting your emotions control your actions? Do you rush to reply, desperate to maintain some kind of connection? Do you throw away all the progress you've made, all the growth and self-respect, just to feed a fleeting hope? Or do you sit back? Do you evaluate the situation with a clear mind? Do you observe her intentions and weigh your own value before moving? Real men don't let emotions drive their moves. They slow down, they control the frame, they protect their peace at all costs. Because here's the truth, once you lose your frame, once you let yourself become reactive, impulsive, or needy, you lose her respect. Respect is fragile, and it's earned through calm confidence, not emotional chaos. So when that message comes in, remember, power is not in the quick reply. Power is in the pause, in the quiet strength of knowing your worth and refusing to bend just to keep someone else comfortable. So here's what I want you to carry with you, bro. She didn't come back because you chased her down. She came back because you stopped chasing, because you finally took your power back. How you handle this moment, the moment when she reaches out after silence, will define the kind of man you really are. Will you stay locked in, calm and controlled, or will you fall back into old patterns of chasing, hoping, and losing yourself? If you've stayed with me till the end, drop this in the comments. I hold the frame. Let's see who's really locked in, who's truly done chasing, and who's ready to step up and lead from this moment forward. Because this is bigger than just one message, one moment, or one woman. This is about building a life so strong, so confident, and so full of purpose that she can't help but realize you were always the prize. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate you being here. If this message resonated with you or gave you something to think about, please hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss what's next. I've got more real talk, growth, and power coming your way, so stay tuned. Also, I offer limited one-on-one coaching for anyone struggling with girls. If that's you, feel free to reach out. We can work through it together and get you results. Take care of yourself, keep rising, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.